students, welcome back. Now let's continue with the last topic of revision of angles and pairs of angles. The last topic of this chapter, what we are going to learn is exterior angle of a triangle. Now you can see children, little bit we had started in the we have learned little bit about it in the previous video. Now we will continue with further. Now you can see children, I have drawn one triangle, okay, triangle ABC, okay, and here I have extended this side BC. Okay children, I have extended this side BC. Now you can see that here children, here this angle A, this is the interior part of angle A. That means this is called as the interior angle of A. This is the interior angle of B, and this part is the interior angle of C. Since it is inside the triangle children, so angle 1, angle 2 and angle 3 are known as the angles in the interior of the triangle. Angle 1, okay children, angle 2 and angle 3 are in the interior of a triangle. Triangle we are writing in a symbol children of a triangle ABC. Okay children, so angle 1, 2 and 3 are in the interior of triangle ABC. Now you can see children that I have extended this side BC, okay, and here we have extended it here. Now here this extended side BC is forming an angle, okay children, angle, it is forming an angle ACD. ACD, it is forming an angle, and that angle we have named as angle 4. Okay, so this angle, now you can see children, this angle is not inside the triangle, it is outside the triangle. So this angle 4 is called as exterior angle. Okay, therefore your angle 4 is the exterior angle. Okay, now here if you name in letters, so my angle ACD, therefore angle 4, what is the name of this angle 4 in letters? It will be angle ACD, okay, is the exterior angle. Now same way children, here we have extended only one side, that is BC, so we got one exterior angle. Same way children, if we extend this side AC, here as you can see I am extending this side AC, okay, so this side AC when I am extending, again it is forming an exterior angle. Here also this angle is forming, yes or no, angle BC, if I name here F, so angle BCF, so this also is called the exterior angle. That means this is my exterior angle, and you can see that since this angle 4 and this angle, next angle, if we name it as angle 5, so 4 and 5 will become vertically opposite angle. So angle 4 and 5 are both the exterior angle, okay, at the vertex C. Therefore you can write, therefore angle 4 and angle 5 are exterior angle at vertex C. And this particular angle children, here angle which is vertically opposite to angle 3, so this will be called as a vertically opposite angle. Okay, you can name this angle as suppose angle C. So angle 6 will be vertically opposite angle. What it will be called as? Vertically opposite angle. Angle 6 will be your vertically opposite angle. Okay, so at one vertex children we will get two exterior angle. Always remember, at a vertex we get two exterior angle. Same way children, if we extend this side AB, that means at vertex A, if I extend this side children, then I will be getting this exterior angle. And here if we extend this side, okay, that is which side we are extending? This AC side, so one more exterior angle. So this again we are getting two exterior angles at the vertex A. If you name this exterior angle, we can again, now we will continue 6, 5, 6, so we can name it as 7 and 8. Now we can give the numbers as 7 and 8 are also exterior angle, and this will be angle 9 will be your vertically opposite angle to angle 1. Same way, if we extend this vertex B, okay, so we are getting again here, suppose if I am extending this side, which side I am extending? AB. So again I am getting this one exterior angle, and here if I extend this side children, then we are getting this exterior angle. Say for example now 10 and 11. Okay children, so you can see that at every vertex you are getting two exterior angle. Okay children, two exterior angles we are getting. Only remember children, the angle which is vertically opposite to the interior angle which is vertically opposite to the interior angle will be called as vertically opposite angle and not the exterior angle. Remaining two angles will be called exterior angle. Same way, which angle is vertically opposite to angle 2? Here you can see that this angle, and we can name this angle as, say for example 11, so we will name it as 12. So angle 2 and angle 12 are vertically opposite. 10 and 11 are exterior as well as they are vertically opposite to each other. So I hope children you have understood what is meant by exterior angle of a triangle. Okay, angle which is from outside the triangle is called exterior angle of a triangle. Now here students, you can copy this. Okay, you can draw this figure. I will be drawing and sending you the pic also as in the form of notes. Now let us prove something based on this. Now here we can see that, okay, I'll be rubbing and you will be writing. Now see children, here we already know that sum of measures of all the angles of a triangle. We know that sum of measures of all angles of a triangle, still I am writing a symbol of a triangle, is 180 degree. That means children, what we know, this is a rule which we have learned in 7th standard also, that sum of measures of all the three angles of a triangle is 180. Therefore children, measure angle 1 plus measure angle 2 plus measure angle 3 will be how much children? That will be, here I am writing below, it will be 180. Okay, clear? Now from here children, you can see this is suppose my equation, say for example equation 1. Now if we consider, okay, now if we are considering at this vertex C, we are taking angle 4 as, now this angle 4 exterior angle and this angle 3 children, you can see it is forming a linear pair. In the previous video I have explained about the linear pair. So your angle 3 and angle 4 is forming a linear pair. So we know, therefore measure angle 3 plus measure angle 4 forming a linear pair means 180 degree. Clear? Now this is my angle equation number 2. Now measure angle 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 180. Even measure angle 3 plus 4 is also 180. So instead of this 180 children, instead of this 180 I am substituting what? From 1 and 2, you will write here from 1 and 2. Okay, write down from here, write down from equation 1 and 2, from 1 and 2. Okay, what we are getting children? That is measure angle, we are getting measure angle 1 plus measure angle 2 plus measure angle 3 is equal to what? Measure angle 3 plus measure angle 4. Now here measure angle 3, both the sides same, so it will get cancelled. It is getting cancelled. Now what we are getting is, therefore measure angle 1 plus measure angle 2 is equal to measure angle 4. That means children, what is the measurement? What is the measure of this angle 4? This angle 4, measure of this angle 4 is equal to measure of angle 1 and 2. Understood children? Measure angle 4 is equal to measure of 1 and 2. Okay, and these 1 and 2 are nothing but, what are they? Opposite angled. Okay, they are the opposite angle to which angle? They are opposite angle to angle, they are far away and they are opposite to at this particular vertex, from this vertex. Therefore these two angles are called the opposite angles for this exterior angle. They are the opposite angles for this. At this vertex also we can consider they are the opposite angle for vertex at vertex C, or we can say they are the opposite angle, and since they are away also, so they can be also called as remote interior angle. They are called as remote interior angle also. So here we can add here one more point. Therefore Therefore, as we have angle 2 is equal to measure angle 4. Now, so from these we have concluded one rule, children, that is, write down the property. The measure, you can write down the property, the measure of an exterior angle, the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to sum of the measures of its remote interior angle. Now see, children, just now I said the word, okay, for this exterior angle, these two angles, interior angles, are away, so they are called as remote, and they are interior, so remote interior angle. Now here measure angle 4, okay, measure angle 4 is equal to measure angle 1 and 2. If we go for finding the measure angle, suppose if I take this angle 10, okay, so measure angle 10 will be what? Measure angle 1 plus measure angle 3. Suppose if I take this exterior angle, okay children, angle 8 will be my exterior angle. If I have to find this measure, so it will be what? Measure angle 2 plus 3. Okay, so we have to take the remote interior angles. Sum of both this remote interior angle will give the measure of its exterior angle. So children, I hope you have understood exterior angle. Angle which is lying outside the triangle is called as the exterior angle. And now here, children, suppose if one angle is given, say for example, once you are finding this angle, okay, exterior angle, now here you can see they are forming linear pair. So from this, suppose if you find this angle easily, then you will be able to find this angle. Suppose if this angle is, say for example, 100 degrees, so this will be what? Nothing but this is forming a linear pair, so it will be what? 180 minus 100, that will be 80 degree. Okay children, 80 degree. Now here same way, now since this angle 4 is 100, angle 5 also will be, children, 100 because vertically opposite. Angle 6 will be 80 because it is vertically opposite angle 2, angle 3. That means from one angle, children, if you know the measure of one angle, you can find the measure of the remaining angle. And once you are, okay, suppose here also same thing, if you know the measure of this particular angle, then you can find the measure of this angle, that is angle 2, angle 11 also, and angle 12 also. And once you know this measure of these two angles, we know that sum of measures of all the three angles of a triangle is 180 degree. And then we can find out the measure of the other measures. Okay children, now let's when we are doing some extra sums, we'll be doing, so that this concept becomes more clear. Now let's move. Now let's take one example and try to understand this, how to find, with the help of exterior angle, how we can find the measures of the interior angle also, and in case if measure of the interior angle is given, how we can find the measure of the exterior angle. Now you can see, children, here measure of exterior angle ACD. What is given? What is given to us? Measure angle ACD is equal to 140 degree. Now we have to find out angle A and angle B. That means this angle A and what is the measure of angle B, that we are supposed to find out. Now see children, since now you can see that this angle is 140, so we will be finding first angle C. Yes or no children? Why? Because this angle is forming a linear pair. That means this angle is forming linear pair. Therefore what we can do, therefore measure angle, what is the name of this angle? ACB. ACB, see children, ACB plus measure angle ACD is equal to how much? 180 degree. As we know, they are the linear pairs. Now therefore measure angle ACB plus 140 is equal to 180 degree. So measure angle ACB is equal to 180 minus 140, and that is equal to 40 degree. That is measure angle ACB is 40 degree. Now this is 40 degree, children. Okay, so we have got that one particular angle as 40 degree. Now we have to find angle A plus angle B. We know that both these angle, what is meant by this sign, children? This symbol indicates that both the angles are equal. Okay, both the angles are equal. Suppose if you take this as x, so this also will be x. Okay, we are assuming it as x. Now we know that sum of measures of all the angles of a triangle is 180. Okay, what is the rule? Sum of measures of all the angles of a triangle is 180. Therefore, measure angle A plus measure angle B plus measure angle C is equal to 180. Now A we have assumed as x, B also x, and this we have got 40 is equal to 180. So 2x plus 40 equal to 180. So therefore 2x equal to 180 minus 40. So therefore here will continue, children. Here I will continue somewhere. Therefore now 2x is equal to 180 minus this, so this will become 140. So x is equal to 140 upon 2 and x is equal to 70 degree. So therefore children, what we have got the measure of angle A. So angle A is, your angle A will be 70 degree, and since both the angles are equal, this symbol means, children, both the angles are equal. This is also 70. Now let us check. Now 70 plus 70, 140. 140 plus 40, 80. That means sum of measures of all the angles are 180. So this way, children, this type of sums you will come across. Okay, when exterior angle is given, you can find the interior angle. Okay, children. Now with this we have completed all the important topics from the lesson angles and pairs of angle. Now we will move to our next lesson of standard 8, that is lesson number 2, parallel lines and transversal. So children, take a new page in your maths classwork book, open your textbook, maths textbook, page number 7. Okay, parallel lines and transversal. This is your next new lesson from 8th standard. Okay, so give the heading parallel lines, write today's date, give the heading parallel lines, and transversal, Lesson number 2, parallel lines and transversal, page number 7. Now children, what are parallel lines? You know, you have seen lines. Okay, so you have already learned about parallel lines in your lower classes, 5th standard, right? 5th and 6th we have learned about parallel lines and perpendicular lines. So parallel lines are lines which in the same plane which do not intersect. Okay children, you have seen in your day-to-day life examples of parallel line, yes or no? Ladders, steps of the ladders, your railway track, all they are have parallel lines. Okay, so write down, first we'll write the definition of parallel lines. So write down the lines in the same plane, write down the lines in the same plane, which do not intersect, each other, are called as parallel lines. Suppose if I am drawing two lines, say for example this is line L and this I am drawing as line M. Now you can see that both these lines we have drawn rough figure. That means they are parallel lines, and one thing remember, parallel lines are at equal distance at every point. Okay, this is a rough figure, but then you can draw properly. So both the lines are at equal distance at every point. Therefore in symbol we can write line L is parallels. See children, the symbol for parallel, what we have already learned in the previous class, line L is parallel to line M. Okay, you can write it down. Line L is parallel to line M in symbol, okay, in mathematical symbol way. So the parallel lines in the same plane which do not intersect each other are called parallel lines. Here we have drawn two parallel lines and we have shown this. Okay, now let's move to the next definition, that is transversal. Very, very important definition. Now you can copy this, children. Now the next topic what we are going to learn is very, very important, is transversal. Children, transversal. Now what is transversal? Transversal is nothing but, children, okay, a line which intersect two other lines at two distinct points. Okay, this line will be called as transversal. Say for example, I will be giving the proper definition, but just for understanding, suppose these are two lines, say for example line L and line M. If I draw a third line, say for example N, now these line N intersect line L and M at two separate points, say for example P and Q. They are intersecting at two separate points. Okay, then such line, this particular line, children, your line N is called the transversal, is a transversal for the line L and M. Okay, so now let us first write the definition, and then again I'll be giving example of it, so write down the definition for the transversal. First thing, write down, that is, if a line intersects, write down, if a line intersects two lines in two distinct points. Okay, this word is very important, children. It should intersect in two distinct points. So children, transversal, so actual definition, if a line intersects two lines in two distinct points, then that line is called a transversal of those two lines. Now here you can see that we have drawn one figure. Two lines M and N we have drawn, and the third line L intersects both the line M and N at two distinct points P and Q. Then this line L, children, this line L is called the transversal of the line M and N. So how are we going to write? You write here. Let us explain this. Here line L intersects lines M and N at distinct points P and Q. Therefore, so you will continue here. So line L is called transversal of lines M and N. So children, in case of transversal, you have to see that it should intersect the two lines, or it can sometimes these transversal can intersect three lines also, but in that case you will get, suppose in that case also we get the transversal. Okay, copy down, I'll show that also. Okay, so here line L intersect lines M and N at distinct points P and Q. So line L is called the transversal of the lines M and N. Now P and Q you can see. Now one more figure I'll be drawing. Okay, now suppose here if we draw, say for example if I am drawing three lines. Okay, say for example L, M, N, and one fourth line I am drawing which is intersecting these lines at the points, any point, say A, B and C. Okay, then in that case, suppose this line, if I name this line as say for example R, then R will be called as transversals for these three lines. Okay, R is a transversal for the lines L, M and N. That means it can intersect, this transversal can intersect three lines also, but the condition is it should intersect at three different points. Okay, now once you are knowing about the transversal, children, these transversal, you can see children, this transversal is making some angles. Here it is forming an angles. Okay, angles are formed. Okay, but then we will see those angles, that is angles made by the transversal. Okay, that will be a next in the next video, and that will continue in the next video. So now here the thing is that you are going to complete this note in the class book and learn the definition of parallel lines and all the definition, children, that is going to be useful to you in your higher classes, 8th, 9th, 10th also, 11th, 12th also. So whatever I gave you all the definition based on the angles, and these two definition also, all are the most important definition, and I have covered all the most important points which is going to be useful for you in your higher classes. Okay, so have a complete and learn properly. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching, and complete your notes.